Okay. Hopefully it's on. Hopefully it's green, so I think it's on. Okay. 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 All right. So I am doing my hair routine, which is moisturizing and sealing my hair. I did these mini twists last week. I came on live Monday and I moisturized and sealed my hair and put my hair in a little style. So today I am just moisturizing and sealing my hair and talking about some hot topics. So I am moisturizing and sealing my hair. I am using the LCO method. So I am using Curl's Daughter Black Vanilla Hydrating Leave-In Conditioner. This is conditioner here. And for my cream, I am using the Mazzoni Hairdress Coconut Souffle. And this right here. And I have some olive oil in this bottle. So I am just going to get started talking about my topic. So tonight, I want to talk about Chrisean Rock. So I have been reserving my feelings for this young lady for a little while now because hi Ego 7 Up, how are you? How are you tonight? Thank you for being here. Make sure that you like the live. I have been reserving my feelings for this young lady because she is from Baltimore. And I am from Baltimore as well. I do not know this young lady. I do not know of her family, her family, anybody. But the fact that she is from Baltimore, it really makes me feel in a way. But let me be clear. Let me be clear. I am not a rock hard or I am not a rock hard hater. All right. So I am kind of like in the mutual zone of things. So I'm going to talk about this young lady because she is a hot topic and everybody is talking about her. And it is a lot going on. All right. So first, I want to say, how did I become aware of Chrisean Rock? I became aware of Chrisean Rock most likely through YouTube because I don't look at Zeus. I don't have any of them apps or anything. So I most likely became aware of her through YouTube, and through YouTube, I probably most likely seen clips of the it was the first show that she was on with Blueface, um, Blue Girls Club or whatever. Um, and Blueface, when they were talking about Blueface, I didn't. I knew that around that time, probably a little bit before that time, actually, he was famous for the song Tatiana. And I probably knew of him because he was in a song with Cardi B, and Cardi B was everywhere around that time or whatever. So then, like, he kind of went off the mat, and then they came out with this little show, whatever, and I came across a clip with Chrisean Rock in it, and it was very entertaining. She was very entertaining. He was entertaining. The things they had going on, it was entertaining. And then they started talking about her a little bit more, like her story, her background, and the fact that she was from Baltimore. And once I found out she was from Baltimore, then I started doing some digging and some, research or whatever and everything. And then I found out like she she was on the track, she was a track star, and she had a interview on one of the news stations. Then I found out that she went on a show. I forgot the name of the show, but she went on the show or whatever. So I found out all of that or whatever. And being though she was from Baltimore, I really, really was rooting for her. I was really, really rooting for her. Um, so the show, I guess the show wrapped up. And then I think from there, I think after that, I want to say she came out with the song, the first song she came out with. Um, what was the name of the song? I'm trying to think of the name of the song. Hold on. The name of the song. It was really big. Anyway, it'll come to me eventually. But it was a really nice song. What was the name of the song? It was like I can't think of the name of the song. But anyway, it was a really big song. I really did like the song. I enjoyed the song. They recorded the video. I thought it was really dope. I think she cut her hair or whatever. Like it was really dope. It was giving really good vibes or whatever. And I was supporting her. I was supporting her from afar because I was not buying no Zeus app and paying for that or none of that or whatever. But I was supporting her. I thought, she was on a good journey. I thought that I didn't know like the backstory of her life at that time. But I felt like she got out. She got out. She was from Baltimore and she got out. And not a lot of people, not a lot of people get out. So, I was like, okay, great. She got good things going on. And then I remember everything went quiet for a little while. Everything went quiet for a little while. And then all of a sudden, somebody recorded something, and I don't know where she was saying it or what was going on or whatever, but the video that I saw, like, she didn't look good. She didn't look good at all. It looks like that she was into some rugs or whatever, and definitely wasn't just smoke or whatever. It looked like she was into some rugs. Um, and I just really felt sorry for her. I really, really felt sorry for her. And I was praying that she would get things together and everything. And then probably shortly after that, I think they came back with the show Crazy in Love. So then she was back on the scene again with Blueface or whatever. Um, and what I find really crazy about this whole situation is that his baby mother then, it's like Krishan took over the role of how his baby mother used to be. His baby mother, because of the clips that they showed Jaden, she was like kind of out of control. She was like what Krishan Rock is now. So it's really crazy or whatever. Now, like, things have flipped, and Jaden is seems to be elevating. She seems to be elevating. Um, so they came out with the show Crazy in Love, and that was absolutely crazy. So we got to see a lot of the insides of their relationship, and it looked to be very, very toxic. Um, and I think also on that show Crazy in Love, I think that's when they kind of started. They introduced her family, and then I found out the whole family element of it or whatever, and the fact that her mom struggled with drug abuse or whatever. um, and we seen her sisters and that whole dynamic and everything, and that was okay because everybody don't have a good family or whatever. So that wasn't even that bad for real. It was bad that her and Blueface was doing DV on each other or whatever, because from what I saw, it seemed like it was a back and forth between both of them. So both of them seemed to be putting hands on each other, which is never good. Um, so the whole family dynamic, so that happened and everything, and they were getting in fights, and it was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Um, but I still was rooting for her. I still was rooting for her. It looked bad on the outside to us or whatever, but I still was rooting for her. I still was rooting for her. And then I think a little bit after that, that's when the whole thing, she came out like she was pregnant and all the ABs she had, and everybody really judges this girl really harshly. Um, but you really have to understand the seriousness in how she most likely grew up. And I say most likely because I don't know. I only know from what I see, but from the stories that I hear, like it it seems like she grew up in a really bad environment. She grew up in a really bad environment. When you think about your mom, your mom is your mom is your first teacher. Your mom is your first teacher, and everything in life, she is your first teacher. So when you think about her mom has a really bad drug problem, and she's been suffering from drug abuse pretty much all of Krishan's life. This is her first teacher. This is her first teacher. Um, then when you think about her dad, now I know there are rumors out there. I do know about the rumors that her real dad is supposed to be her god dad or whatever, but they are rumors. But so we're gonna go with her dad that she showed. Um, also is suffering from drug abuse. So from what I've seen, from what I've seen is okay. In a lot of situations, okay, mom might be on drugs, but dad or dad's family might be okay to come in and step in and take care of the kids. Okay, all right. If dad is on drugs or whatever, then mom is able to step in and take over and lead the child or the children in the right direction. Well, in a situation of mom and dad being on drugs, then a lot of different families, then there's grandma. Grandma is the savior for the children. Grandma comes in and takes care of the children and leads them in the right direction. But when you have mom and dad on drugs, and then when the stories that has been told about the grandparents, it don't seem like they were any much better. So who is leading these children? Who is taking care of these children? Who is leading these children? So these children out here defending and fighting for themselves and taking care of themselves. Um, it's really a sad situation. So all right, go back to her talking about the ABs or whatever, and people was like, oh, how she's talking about ABs, like she's very, but you got to understand the dynamic of where she's from, what she's seen, what she's been through. Because for her to just be like, oh, yeah, I did this to this and this, I can't really say what she actually said or whatever. But yeah, for her to be so vague and so vulgar with it, like, what has she seen? What have she learned? What has other people around her said? So okay, all right, bam. that was that. So then they said they was gonna come out with the show. She was going through the whole. She decided to keep the baby. It was a little back and forth with her family and her mom. Her mom, she got into all that or whatever. She decided she was gonna keep the baby and all that or whatever. Okay, and we didn't see any doctor's appointments. Then we seen a video. I don't even know what to call it, but we seen a show, I guess, of Blueface saying that he didn't think the baby was his, and they supposedly went and got a DNA test, and supposedly the baby was his or whatever. All right, that happened. Okay, bam, and then the baby is down here. Oh no, I skipped some stuff. I definitely skipped some stuff. She had got locked up or something. She stole his car or something. Anyway, the baby is here now. Um, and it seems as if the role that Blue is taking is like he seems to be very spiteful when it comes to being there for the baby. Oh, she had the baby. She had the baby, and I think this is where all of her problems fall at, because she was so public with the birth of the baby and trying to show everybody she pregnant, she having Blueface baby and everything. And she decided to have the baby on a live stream or whatever. I think this is where all the problems stem from, because now that she was so public with showing everybody her having a baby and the journey of having a baby, now that the baby is here, oh, and I skipped some other stuff, but I'm gonna go back to that. I'll go back to that. Now that the baby is here, and it's very clear and apparent that some things are not right. Now she wants to be private. Now she wants to be private with the baby and not show the baby as much. But that's where the problem lies at, because you was being so public with showing everybody the birth of the baby. So now everybody is watching. Everybody wants to know what's going on. Um, so during her pregnancy, back it up. During her pregnancy, there were some videos and clips that came out that she was participating in rug activities and I guess I can say that, drinking while she was pregnant. And everybody was like, "Oh no, no, no! The baby, something's going to be wrong with the baby. You can't be doing that." Some people support. Some people support people doing drug use and smoking and drinking during pregnancy. Um, I never thought that was a good idea. When I was pregnant with all of my children, I didn't think it was a good idea, and I didn't do it. But some people tell stories like I did this and I did that. So, okay, whatever. Different people got different ideas of things. And again, understanding where she comes from. Understanding where she comes from. Understanding that her mother suffers from drug use. Understand that she has probably witnessed oh, she's the baby. She's the baby. So is she the baby? I think she is the baby. So I'm sure she's seen a lot. I'm sure she's seen a lot. And yeah, I'm sure she's seen a lot, because I don't know that whole dynamic or whatever. So I'm not even gonna go into that. So maybe she thought that it wasn't as bad. So while she was pregnant, I do believe that people were trying to tell her. There's a clip that just came out recently, I believe, of her sister trying to tell her not to drink and stuff like that. So it's not about people being around her telling her what's the right and wrong thing to do. It's about her actually listening to what is being said. And a lot of times when we are young, we don't want to listen to what people are telling us. Sometimes it feels like that they are being haters or whatever, but sometimes people are telling us the right thing. So that was a really bad idea, a really bad idea. But like where she comes from, where she comes from, that has a big part of it. So I do believe that I wish that she wasn't so in the public eye with having a baby. And then some other things that I've noticed also, like people like, oh well, if all of those things was going on with the baby and in the baby system, why didn't the hospital keep the baby? Well, she had her godparents there. And from the rumors, because I don't know it to be true, the rumors are saying that her godparents are very powerful people, um, and they hold a lot of weight. They hold a lot of weight. So, what I do know about the healthcare, the hospital healthcare or whatever whole thing or whatever, is that as long as you have money, anything is possible. So I will say that. So I do notice that she did have her godparents there, and it seems as if she was able just to leave out the hospital with the baby, and there was no problems or whatever. And then Blueface came out later and said, posted, I guess, the pictures. I never seen the pictures, thank God, because I don't want to see anything like that. Posted the pictures or whatever of the baby, and what he was trying to highlight is that something is really wrong with the baby or whatever, and the baby needs an operation. And I think she missed that point. She missed that point. She went, oh, he posted my baby on the internet or whatever, but she missed the point that he was trying to make it clear to her that it was important to have the operation for this baby. Um, all right, so then after all of that, um, that it was some things being said about the baby cries and this and the third, but the baby was just born. So it would be really hard to tell like something is going on with the baby if the baby is just born. Um, then I think the whole thing happened with her and Blueface going through their court cases, and then I think he got locked up first. He got locked up first, and then she had a warrant or something, and she showed up in his court date. She wound up getting locked up, so she got locked up, and it was quiet or whatever. We didn't hear anything. Um, they I think I seen like videos of her in jail. She was doing real good, and she got out. She was on her spiritual journey. She was believing in God, and everything was about God, and everything was great. Everything was great. And it seemed like she was on a really good path. It seems like she was on a really good path. She was in Oklahoma, I believe, and it seemed really great. It seemed really great. Just it looked like she was doing really, really good. We seen clips of the baby. We seen the baby. The baby looked to be doing good. That was great. Okay, she was on her spiritual journey. She's following God, and all of that or whatever. Then she came out with the song or whatever, Yahweh. She came out with that song, and everything seemed to be doing really, really good. She was seemed to be on a really good path and everything. Um, and then once I get right before the probation was about to officially end, that's when we got this new Chrisean Rock that we have now. And I get it. I get it. I absolutely get it. You are a young mom, you trying to make money, you have a son to take care of, and you trying to do whatever you got to do to make it for you and your son, because you don't want to go back to Baltimore. And I get that. I absolutely understand that. But at the same time, whew, at the same time, you have a baby. You have a baby. So you have a responsibility. And Blueface, he came out or whatever, or she posted a video or whatever. He asked her to stay home or whatever, to stay home to take care of the baby. And what he said, what she totally glazed over that, is he said so the baby could possibly stay home, take care of the baby, so the baby could possibly walk by two, which means that the baby is not walking currently. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Yes, all babies grow at their own pace. But at the same time, there are certain milestones that every baby should be hitting at around this time. So now she's showing the baby a lot more. And moms who have special needs children know exactly what it is. They know exactly what it is. So when she talks, and that's another the interview she did, but I think what's it called, the Danza Report or the Danza Project, whatever. That interview that she did was very weird because he asked her a question about how is the baby motivating her, or how is she motivated to be a mother, and she couldn't answer the question. She couldn't answer the question. So it's like, what mom does not know how to express how their children motivate them? Because ex any mother that I know, the reason why they are out there every single day hitting the pavement, going to work, listening to people people talk to you any type of way, taking all types of crap, is for their children. It's for their children. And she choked up and she couldn't answer the question, which was very weird. Um, when addressing if the baby is something's wrong with the baby or whatever, she shy away from it, and she say things like the baby is blessed, which he is blessed. He is blessed. Every baby is blessed because every baby is a blessing from God. So every baby is blessed. But at the same time, when there are clear signs of something going on, every mom knows there is something not right. Every mom knows there's something not right. Um, and I understand the guilt of it all. I understand the guilt of it all, that maybe she doesn't want to admit, like, oh, okay, yeah, something is going on with the baby and everything, because everybody clearly seen what she was doing during her pregnancy. So it's no denying like where it come from. Not all special needs children come out special needs because the mom did something during pregnancy. So that is not the case. That is not the case. Not every special needs child come out special needs because the mom did something through the pregnancy. But in this case, we've seen it. We've seen it. So at this point, there's no denying anything. You can't deny what we've seen. Everybody, you showed everybody. You can't deny it. So the damage is done already. The damage is done. Now it's time to put in the work. And yes, the baby is blessed. Yes, he is blessed. But faith without work is dead. So at this point, that baby needs to get all the services that he needs. Um, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We have no idea. But from what we see is for Sean on always on somebody live stream, always on somebody live. That's what we see. And as a mom who I don't have at this point, I don't have special needs children, but I know of special needs children. I've worked with special needs children. That it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. So, where is the time that she's spending with her son to take care of his needs? Where is the time? Now, I do understand that she is young. I do understand this. I do understand that the example that was set for her was all wrong. I do understand that people that may be in her circle or in her ear is not being honest with her or telling her what the real is. But faith without work is dead, and she really needs to buckle down and take care of that baby. She needs to take care of that baby. The time is now. He is 2 years old, or is he two? I think he's 2 years old. The time is now to get him the services that he needs. And like I said, we don't know what's going on in the background. Maybe he is getting the service he needs. Maybe he is. But you, as the mom, should want to be present, front and center for what is going on. I'm not going to say she's not getting the baby the services because we don't know. We only know from what she showed, whatever. So I'm going to assume that the baby is getting services that he needs. And I'm going to assume that she has people in place to take him to where he needs to go at. But you're his mom, and you should be front and center for that. Furthermore, I think that if you want to influence somebody on something and you want to be on this spiritual guide journey and everything, you need to influence these little girls to take care of their kids. So that would be something that people want to see. That would be something that people will tune into. The guilt is gone. Like everybody's seen it. We all seen it. That's done. That's done and over with. We seen it. But now it's time to work. It's time to work and take care of that baby because that baby didn't ask to be here. I'm not gonna get into the whole if Blueface is the deity, if the other guy's the baby, like that is between him, the dad, and God. That's who that's between. And pray to God that nothing happens to that baby, that he needs some type of blood or DNA or something from the dad. And that's when everything comes out. So, yeah. But what I will say is that watching her as a mom, it is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. That the fact that everything happened during the pregnancy, okay, bam, the baby is here, and now how the baby is being treated. How the baby is being treated. That baby needs services. He needs services. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose the conditions that he have. I'm not even going to try to, but everybody see it. Everybody see it. Everybody know. Um, and yeah, get that baby some help. Get that baby some help. That is something that people would want to see. That is something that people would want to tune into. That is something that will help somebody. That right there, that will help somebody. All this other stuff, you know, begging, asking people to be a part of their lives and kicks or whatever on all of them, or whatever, like take care of that baby. Take care of that baby because he is a gift. He is blessed. He is blessed. And he deserves to be taken care of properly. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say. I'm pretty much done. Let me see. I didn't even look at my chat. Let me look at my chat. Let's see. From Romeo. Hello, Edward Snowden. I understand. I don't care what no one says about you. I think your hair actually looks pretty good. Oh, thank you, Rio. What did somebody say something about me? Because I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Okay, yes, every baby is a blessing, but we as the parent, we can see imperfections first. Exactly. She literally didn't want the baby, but couldn't really do much about it, but have it. So what did we really expect? So sad for them, her and Junior. Yeah, so sad. It's really sad, but I pray. I pray that she gets it together because she is very young. She is very young. And we don't know everything. We don't know everything. I just wish that she would listen to somebody. Somebody giving her some good advice somewhere. I know somebody got some type of sense with them or whatever. I wish she would listen to somebody. I wish she would listen to somebody. And yeah, like, so we about to see Blueface will be getting out of jail soon, they say. So I don't know. I don't know. I just wish that people will put the baby first. That's it. All right. So I'm done moisturizing, sealing my hair. Thank you guys for being a part of my live. Hi, BNS Inc. Aunt. How are you? If you have not liked the live, please make sure that you like the live. I will be live again probably Friday. I'm gonna try to make it Friday. If not, no, not Friday. Not Friday. It can't go live Friday. If I go live Friday, it'll be on the daytime. But if not, I'll make it Saturday. So I'll see you guys then, and you guys take care.